name is Al. I and the staff at Caldwell's Driving School would like to welcome you and thank you for purchasing this video. Over 30 years of experience has gone into the making of this video. I'd like to take a moment before we start to tell you how and why we set the sequences you're going to see. We at Caldwell's Driving School feel that the theory behind our actions in the car are as important as those actions. So first we'll show you the theory or classroom section behind each part of the road test, and then the actual in-car demonstration. It's also important for me to mention at this time that you should contact your local office of the Department of Motor Vehicles in regard to what papers or documents they require to make the road test appointment, as well as what papers or documents they require when appearing for the road test. These requirements may vary from one office to another and certainly from state to state. If you are, of course, taking lessons at a licensed driving school, your instructor will take care of everything for you in regard to your papers, required documents for the car, and of course that the car is in good condition. No matter where you're taking your road test, it is imperative that the car is in good running condition. An inspector may refuse to give you a road test if you have a crack in your windshield, a broken tail light, bald tires, or a host of other mechanical problems. It's also important to remember that the licensed driver who brings you to the road test area has his or her license, the registration for the car, proof of insurance on the car, and any other required documents. Again, remember to check with your local DMV office or licensed driving school to find out what documents are required. Before you arrive at the road test area, be sure you remove any items hanging from your rearview mirror and anything on your dashboard. These may be considered obstructions to your vision, and the inspector will ask you to remove them. Why start on the negative foot? Remove everything before you get to the test site. Also, follow the inspector's directions at all times. If you speak a foreign language and have some difficulty with English, it's important that you remember key phrases such as left turn, right turn, parallel park, etc. Remember to have all your papers in order. Inspectors have a very difficult job. The easier you make their job, the faster and smoother the process will flow. After the inspector examines your papers, they will ask you to enter your vehicle. There is a correct way to enter your car. Let me show you on the blackboard. All right, here's your car, here's the sidewalk, the street. Now some cars, the front seat has what's called a bench seat. It's one piece, straight across. If you have that type of a car, the safest way to enter is the passenger door. Open up the passenger door, sit down, and slide over. This way, you never entered the street. You came in from the sidewalk, safest way. Now, let's say your car doesn't have a bench seat. All right, you have bucket seats. You have the two seats with the console in the middle. Now, there's, again, two ways you can enter. You can either go around the front of the car, or you could go around the back of the car. One way is safer than the other. Which do you think is the safer way? Right, the front of the car. Why? Because this car driving down the street, maybe this fella's, drunk, or he's high on something, or he's just distracted. Going around the back of your car, you have your back towards traffic. Going around the front of the car, you're facing traffic, safer. Now these two examples I just gave you, are they law? No. Are they defensive driving techniques? Yes. Will it impress the inspector? Yes. Now let's go out to the car and show you how it looks in the street.
Proper entrance to a vehicle when equipped with a bench-type seat and the automatic on the wheel, a good defensive driving technique is to enter through the passenger side only. If the vehicle is equipped with bucket seats and the automatic on the console, Proper entrance should be to go around to the front of the vehicle, make the entrance as quickly as possible, first checking for the flow of traffic.
Once in your car, the first thing you should do is lock your door. Then adjust your seat. Next, put on your seat belt. In most states, this is a law. Next, adjust your mirrors, both rear view and side mirror. Do not smoke. Do not play your radio. And do not drive with one hand. You should have two hands on the steering wheel. Imagine what a clock looks like. Then put your hands at the 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock positions. Holding the steering wheel this way will give you the best control of the wheel and therefore better control of your car. Now you're ready to pull away from the curb. But before we do that, I want to explain what your blind spot is. Okay, imagine this is your car. This is your field of vision. You must be able to see all around your car, and I'll show you how to do that. This is your central vision, right? That's what you're using right now to look at this. Or if you went to the motor vehicle or you go to an eye doctor, they have you read the eye chart. That's what they're testing, your central vision. It's called visual acuity, but we call it central vision. Now, what's in every car that enables you to see behind you? Right, your mirrors. You have your rear view mirror. You have your side mirror. And you know, most cars on the passenger side have a small mirror. It's called a sports mirror. We'll put that in also. All right, so here's your central vision, all your mirrors. Still, a lot of white area to cover. If this is your central vision, what would these two white areas appear to be? Right, that's your peripheral vision, or side vision. All right? Now, you should be using this all the time, every time you drive. A lot of us don't. A lot of us don't even use it during our everyday life. Right? You're looking at me right now. If you heard a noise in that direction, what would your reaction be? Turn your head and look. If you turn your head and look, what are you using? Your central vision again. You're not using peripheral vision or side vision. Now, there are people out there who don't have peripheral vision and don't even know it. They have what's called tunnel vision. Right? And the reason they got that name tunnel vision is if you can imagine you're driving your car through a tunnel. You have the walls of the tunnel on either side. You can't see out like that. You can only see straight ahead. That's how they got the name tunnel vision. Now there's a test you can do on yourself to see if you have tunnel vision. Hold your arms straight out to your sides, thumbs up. Look straight ahead, right? Now don't cheat now. Keep looking straight ahead. If you can see your thumbs like this, that's perfect peripheral vision. But even if you have to bring your arms here or even here, that's still peripheral vision. If you have to go like this to see your thumbs, then you have tunnel vision. Now, if you have good peripheral vision, you should be able to see these areas right here that I'm putting on. Right? That's your peripheral vision. If you happen to have tunnel vision, one way you can compensate for it is turn your head more when you're driving. You don't have this, so when you're driving, you're just going to have to do this more often. All right, so here's your central vision, your peripheral vision, all your mirrors. Still, two white areas. You know what those are? Right, that's your blind spots. I'm sitting in that pink car there. I cannot see that yellow car. I can't see it with my peripheral vision. I can't see it with my mirrors. I have to turn my head to see that car. Every car has two blind spots. And it doesn't matter what mirrors you have on your car. You want to check your blind spot, you have to turn your head. Once you turn your head and you check your blind spots, then you have your whole circle covered and you can see all around the car. When leaving the curb, there are three things which you must do. Number one, signal using mechanical and or hand signals. Number two, check your mirror. And number three, check your blind spot. Remember, you must do all three things anytime you make a lane change. And leaving the curb is also a lane change. You're going from a parking lane into a traffic lane change. Now let's go out into the car and show you how this looks.
After a proper and safe entrance into the vehicle, lock the door. Adjust the seats. Fasten your seat belts. Adjust the rear view mirror and the side view mirror. Start the engine, making certain that it is either in park or neutral. With the engine now running, make certain that the parking brake is completely released. Then left signal should be turned on before leaving the curb. Check the rear view and side view mirror. Keep checking the blind spot as you pull into the flow of traffic.
Okay, so now we've pulled away from the curb and we're on our way. While driving, remember you must stay in your right-hand lane. The only time you should enter the left lane is when the inspector directs you to make a left turn or when it's necessary to pass a double parked car. But don't forget to get back into the right-hand lane after you've passed the double parked car. Also remember that you're doing lane changes here. So you must signal, check your mirror, and check your blind spot. Let's see how this would look out in the car.
When encountering a double parked vehicle, be sure the lane change rules apply. First, put the signal on. 2, check your rear view mirror. Be sure to check your blind spot. When safe, move to the lane opposite to you. Be sure to immediately cancel out the signal. When it is safe to do so, be sure to signal for the return to the right, utilizing the right signal, checking the rear view mirror. Don't forget to check the right blind spot.
Let's discuss turns now. With few exceptions, the rule is quite simple. Right turns are made from the right lane into the right lane, and left turns from the left lane into the left lane. Let me show you some examples. When making a right turn, remember it's right lane into right lane. Left turn is left lane into left lane. And then as soon as it's safe to do so, you must get back to the right. Remember that now. There's also one important point I want to bring out when making a left turn at a major intersection. When you're going to make your left turn, again, remember you must be in the left lane. Now, you're in the left lane waiting to make a left turn, and there's a steady flow of traffic coming in the opposite direction. First, where do you wait? Right, you wait in the middle of the intersection. Don't wait here. You wait here, the light turns red, you're not going nowhere. Get in the middle of the intersection. Now, you're the yellow car, you're waiting in the middle of the intersection to make a left turn. Steady flow of traffic, not going to give you a break. While you're sitting there, which way are your wheels turned? No, not to the left, straight. Why? Because if I got hit from the rear and my wheels are pointed straight, which way will he push my car? Straight. If I'm sitting there with my wheels turned to the left and I get hit from the rear, where's he going to push me? Into oncoming traffic. Now you're going to do that left turn on your road test. Now of course, if there's no oncoming traffic, just make your left. If there's traffic coming and you have to wait in the intersection, remember to keep your wheels and your car pointed straight. Don't turn that wheel until you're ready to step on the gas and make your turn. Let me give you another situation now without this car. Again, you're sitting in the middle of the intersection, wheels pointing straight, steady flow of traffic, not going to give you a break. What else will you be looking at now? Right, the traffic light. Once that light turns red, what's going to happen? They're going to stop. They stop, you go quickly. Because when that light is red, this light is green, and you're sitting in the middle of the intersection. So if the cars don't give you a break, right, watch the light. Traffic light turns red, they stop, you go. Left lane. Then as soon as it's safe to do so, you must get back to the right. Now let's get back into the car and show you some of these turns out in the street.
Left turn on smaller roadways. Again, put your left signal on. Approach as close as possible to the center of the roadway. Proceed cautiously out and into the intersection near its center. If there is no approaching traffic coming, execute the left turn as soon as possible. When making the left turn into multiple lane roadways in the main thoroughfares with the traffic light system and approaching traffic, be certain that you pull into the intersection toward the center of the road. Be certain that your vehicle and your wheels are facing in a straight direction. Look for a safe opening with the approaching traffic and execute the left turn as quickly as possible. Be certain that you are entering the nearest lane to you and execute the proper lane change back to the right. Again, be certain that you use the right indicator. Check your rear view mirror, your side mirrors, and don't forget the right blind spot. Cancel out the right turn signal immediately.
Now, parking. This is one area of the road test that students seem to have a great fear of, yet in reality, it's one of the easiest. Let me do a brief outline on the blackboard for you so I can spend more time with you out in the car. When you're ready to park, right, the inspector's going to be watching you. As soon as you put the car in reverse, he's going to be looking at your face to see where you're looking. Did you turn your head to the right? That's where you're going to park. Did you turn your head around to see if any traffic is coming up the street? Did you turn your head to the left? Why left? Maybe this little child just stepped off the curb here in the middle of the block and wants to cross the street. You're not going to see that child crossing the street looking in your mirror. You must turn your head. Not check your mirrors. Turn your head. Let me show you. Imagine I'm in the driving seat right now. I'm going to turn my head to the right. That's where I'm going to park. I'm going to turn around. Make sure there's no traffic coming down the street. And then I'm going to turn to the left. Make sure this area is clear also. You must turn your head when you're going to park. Private houses have garages. Garages have driveways. How high is the curb on the driveway? You back up too fast, you're not even going to feel it. Your rear tire is going to go right over that curb onto the driveway, which is the sidewalk. You failed your road test. When you're going to park, the inspector will let you know in advance. They're not going to trick you. So if he tells you to park by this car, as you're driving up towards the car, look over here. That's where you're going to park. See what kind of a curb is there. Do you have a regular curb, or is it a driveway? Either way, you can fail. Back up too fast on a driveway curb, you're going to go right over it onto the driveway, you fail. Back up too fast on a regular curb, you're going to knock the inspector out of the seat, you fail. It's a road test, not a road race. Take your time with the parking. Now, let's see how it's done out in the car.
Approach slowly with the right indicator on. Brake well enough in advance. Check the rear view mirror. Make a very slow, gradual, straight approach alongside, parallel to the vehicle you are about to park on. Upon stopping, immediately put the transmission into reverse, which will indicate your backup lights. Backing up slowly, do not cut the wheels to the extreme right until you first check in all directions. If clear, using the hand-over-hand method of steering, turn your steering wheel to the extreme right as you back in slowly to the curb. Turning now slowly to the left as approaching the curb, begin to straighten the vehicle out. When close to the curb line, approximately 1 foot, put the transmission immediately back to drive. Using the hand-over-hand steering, pull forward slowly, turning the steering quickly to the right to straighten the front wheels. Put the automatic transmission immediately from drive into park.
Stop signs. You're going to have one or more stop signs on your road test. And there are some things you should keep in mind. This sign says stop. It doesn't say slow down, wait a minute. It says stop. And that means completely. Here's your stop sign. Here's your car. You just failed your road test. You ran a stop sign. And I'll do it again for you. Here's your stop sign. Here's your car. You just failed the road test. You ran a stop sign. That wasn't a stop. Stop means stop. Completely. When I did the in-car instruction, I always taught my students, when you come to a stop sign, count to 3. To yourself, but count slowly. 1, 2, 3. This way, there's no question in the inspector's mind that you didn't come to a full, complete stop. Also, very important, you must stop before the sign. Here's the stop sign. This is where you stop. You do not stop here. And you don't stop here either. Before the sign. Let me show you a little side view on the blackboard here. All right, this is a side view of a stop sign. There's your car. You stop like this, it can fail you. You ran a stop sign. You stop before the stop sign. Not here, not there, before the stop sign. You stop before the crosswalk. You stop in the crosswalk, you fail. Why? Because people walk in crosswalks. You stop in the crosswalk, theoretically, you could have hit someone. Let's suppose the traffic going this way has no stop sign. You're coming up here. Now, first of all, remember, stop signs are not on the corner. They're several feet in. So here's your stop sign. You stop here. There's no way you're going to see traffic or anything else coming up here from back here. You come to your full stop. Then slowly, as you proceed into the intersection, just far enough so you can look left, look right, because you want to see what's coming in this direction, and then look left again. It's called the left, right, left rule. Everything's clear, you proceed. Cars are coming, you wait. Don't think that just because you stopped here, that you can just hit the gas and take off. Slowly into the intersection, check left, check right, check left. Everything's clear, then you proceed. Now let's do it out in the car.
Approach the stop sign. Be sure to have a complete full stop at the stop sign or before or at the crosswalk line. First concern is for the pedestrians, if any. Proceed cautiously forward. Check for traffic in all directions. If safe, continue straight ahead or into your turn.
Broken U-turns, which are also called K-turns or three-point turns. Let me show you the proper way on the blackboard. Here's your car. You're at the curb. You're ready to do a broken U-turn. Now, what's the three things you're going to do? Right. Signal, check your mirror, check your blind spot. You're leaving the curb, lane change. Alright, so you signaled, you checked your mirror, you checked your blind spot. Turn your wheels all the way to the left. Come close to this curb. Do not hit that curb. They can fail you for that. You hit any curb during the road test, they can fail you. When he tells you to pull next to this curb, you hit the curb, he can fail you. You hit that curb, he can fail you. End of road test. You did your whole road test. You're coming down the last street, he'll tell you to pull next to the curb, stop your car, shut it off. You hit that curb at the end of the road test, he can fail you. Why? Because you're hitting the curb. You're hitting the curb, you don't have control of the vehicle. Okay? So don't be hitting any curbs. Now, come close to this curb. Once you're in that position, again, he's going to be watching you. He wants to see, where are you looking? Did you check behind you to see if anyone was there? Did you turn your head to the left to see if any traffic's coming up the street? Did you turn your head to the right? See if any traffic's coming down the street. All right, observation again. Make sure you check all around you. Now, once you're in that position, I can't really tell you what to do, right? And I'll explain why. This maneuver is a judgment call. All right, when you're in that position, normally, you only have to back up far enough so you have clearance over here. Then you're going to put your car back in drive, turn your wheels to the left, and go like that. Now here's where a problem arises. You're in that position, and all of a sudden, car turns the corner. Now what are you going to do? Are you going to wait, or are you going to go? Right. Let me explain what happens on the road test. When you do this maneuver, normally they'll have you do it halfway down the street. You won't be doing it near the corner. Usually you're halfway down the block. Right? So you're in that position, and you have to back up, several feet, just so you have clearance here. He has to travel maybe a half a block to reach you. Is he a threat to you? Maybe he turned that corner at 10 miles an hour. Maybe he turned that corner at 45 miles an hour. Different story. That's why this is a judgment call. All right? When you're in that position, if you feel that car is a threat to you, wait. You feel he's not a threat to you, continue the maneuver. Remember, you're blocking traffic. All right? You must do something. This should be a quick maneuver. I'm not saying a reckless one or a dangerous one, but it should be a quick maneuver. Most times, the best time when a car does turn the corner is when he's right here. Why? Because now he's close enough, you can make eye contact. Look at the person. 9 out of 10 courteous drivers, seeing you in that position, are going to say, go ahead, go. Especially if they see an inspector in the car. But you're not going to know for sure unless you make the eye contact. Just look at the person. Believe me, you get a world of information looking at a person's face. They'll indicate to you what they want to do or what they want you to do, and then you react accordingly. Right? There is no right or wrong answer on this maneuver. Right? It's a judgment call. That's why they put it on the road test. Now, let's go back into the car and see how it looks.
Put the right signal on. Check the rear view mirror to make sure it is safe to slow down and stop. Pull in close and parallel to the curb. Do not hit the curb. Come to a complete full stop. Before leaving the curb, put the left indicator on. Check your rear view mirror, your side view mirror, and be sure to keep an eye on the blind spot. Using the hand-over-hand steering, turn the wheels to the extreme left. Approach to the opposite side of the curb close, but do not strike the curb line. Come to a complete full stop and immediately put the transmission from drive into reverse. Before backing the vehicle up, look up the roadway, down the roadway, then turning the head to the rear of the vehicle, looking over the right shoulder. Using the hand-over-hand method of steering, turn the steering wheel to the extreme right, backing slowly to the opposite side of the curb. Do not strike the curb. Come to a complete full stop. Immediately put the transmission from reverse back into drive. Before completing the turn, look up the roadway, down the roadway. Using the hand-over-hand steering, turn to the extreme left, make your completion, straightening out your wheels.
Signs showing the speed limit will be posted in the road test area. Adjust your speed to the number posted on the sign. If it says speed limit 25, don't be traveling at 35. The inspector can fail you. Also, don't go too slow. They can fail you for that too. Remember to adjust your speed to the conditions around you. If it's raining or snowing, slow down a little. Use your common sense.
At the end of the road test, be sure to put your right indicator on. Check the rear view mirror to be sure it is safe to slow down and stop. Pull in close and parallel to the curb. Do not strike the curb. After coming to a complete stop, put the automatic transmission immediately from drive into park. Securely lock the parking brake. Turn the ignition key off. Release your seatbelts. Use proper caution before leaving. Keep your eyes moving as you exit the vehicle.
Well, that's your basic road test. I hope you learned something from it. Cautiousness, control, and self-confidence are the 3 keys to passing your road test. But don't forget to also use what you've learned after you've gotten your license. The staff and I wish you all good luck and a future of safe driving.